and we had to have 4 points this weekend. You can't rely on anybody else to help you out. So I thought we came out and played a good, solid game today. Obviously, our power play was critical tonight, and the guys did a good job on the kill, especially the 4-on-3 and 5-on-3. And the only disappointment for me, we got a little undisciplined and took some penalties after whistles. And that's something that you got to learn from, because you get to the end of the year and a bad penalty could end your season.
What do you say to your players just about fighting like they got in tonight?
I already talked. I mean, we wanted to play hard whistle to whistle. Some of that stuff kind of happened a few seconds after whistles, and we don't want that. We were shorthanded in the back line there. We lost Jake, and then Mark had a 2 and a 10, and Helge had a 2 and a 10, and Aaron took a penalty, so we had 2 defensemen available there early in the third period. But I thought the guys did a pretty good job, and especially on the kill on the 4-on-3 and 5-on-3.
Is there a fine line between, because both the guys we talked to they brought up, people thought they could push us around in the past, and we're not going to let them. Is there a fine line between?
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is the time of the year. Sure. I think that stuff's maybe more important the first half of the year in January. But now we're a week away from the playoffs. We got a lot at stake right now. Once you get in the playoffs, you're not going to have that. No different than the NHL. You don't see a lot of fighting in the NHL in the playoffs. The games are too critical, and so I'm not sure we had to necessarily stick up for ourselves with some of the stuff tonight. I thought we initiated more than they did. I haven't watched the video, but just keeping the discipline. No bad penalties. Play hard whistle to whistle. And then
You looked a little discombobulated there late in the first period. Excuse me. You came out in the second with a lot more energy and purpose.
I thought that. We went offside 3 or 4 times in the first period. We didn't get pucks behind their defense. We didn't attack the net. I mean, all I have to do is look at the shot in the first period and see that. So, I thought the guys came out with a lot more urgency. And that second goal was obviously important, and the power play did a good job.
You had 3 goals in the second period both nights this weekend. You've done it, I think, 4 times in maybe 5 games, something like that. I mean, how important is the middle period? You don't hear much about it a lot of times.
Well, I think it's important to get off to good starts, usually. But if you look, usually more goals are scored in the second period because the line changes, and you can get teams bottled in a little bit. But it's nice to see some guys scoring. All of a sudden, Taylor's got multiple goals, 10 goals, and Hansen's got 10 goals, and all of a sudden, we've got 5 guys that I think have 10-plus goals. Now we'll keep our fingers crossed that Jake can come back this week, and we can maybe set some lines how we want to look going into the playoffs.
Yeah, but even without Jay, I mean, it's got to be encouraging.
It is. What? The guys have really stepped up. I mean, you could have easily, coming back from Duluth, based on how this year's gone and everything they've been through, they could have hung with it a little bit. But instead, our team's responded in a real favorable way.
Are you expecting that Jay will be able to practice?
Yeah, well, we'll see. He skated the last couple days, and he's getting stronger, and we'll have to make a decision. We leave Thursday to go up there, and even if he can't play 12, I'm hoping we can get him a game this weekend to get him ready for the playoffs, but it's just too early to know right now.
So you feel pretty good about the playoffs?
Oh, yeah, feel very good. Okay.
And nice to see continued contributions from your seniors on senior night.
Yeah, and you know what, that's special too. I mean, you want to win your last regular season home game now, because there's no guarantee we're going to be back here in a couple weeks. We're still not, we still have some work to do, but it's nice to see them close out the regular season at home with a couple wins.